A dictator for a day. Donald Trump in Iowa last night offered ample opportunity by a friendly host and audience to make clear he won't lean into his authoritarian tendencies if he wins the election. An opportunity that Trump took and did this.
Do you in any way have any plans whatsoever, if reelected president, to abuse power, to break the law, to use the government to go after people?
You mean like they're using right now?
Also, in all of that, asked about being a dictator. We will get to more of that in a moment. Politico's take on it all, a presidential frontrunner idly musing about being a dictator, even for a day, is not normal stuff. Also not normal is this, a former vice president possibly testifying against his former boss, who is facing multiple indictments for trying to steal an election that he lost while he's currently running for president again. All of that to say, prosecutors in Georgia have now put Mike Pence on their witness list in the state's 2020 election subversion case. One has to wonder if any or all of this will come up in the presidential debate tonight. 4 Republican presidential candidates taking the stage in another face-off, again not on the list, will be, of course, the frontrunner, Donald Trump, skipping it again while he remains 50-plus points ahead in the polls for the Republican nomination. CNN's Elena Treen leads us off. Elena, take us to last night to understand where we are today. What happened in this interview?
I think you showed some of that clip earlier, Kate, where Sean Hannity tried a few times to get Donald Trump to deny that if he were elected in 2024 to the White House, that he would not abuse presidential power. He would not use the government to go after his political enemies. But Donald Trump did not take the opportunity to do that. Here's more of that exchange.
Under no circumstances, you are promising America tonight you would never abuse power as retribution against anybody.
Except for day one.
Except
Look,
for?
he's going crazy. Except for day one.
Meaning?
I want to close the border, and I want to drill.
Drill.
He says, you're not going to be a dictator, are you? I said, no, other than day one. We're closing the border, and we're drilling. After that, I'm not a dictator, okay?
Now, to put it bluntly, Kate, I mean, it was a bit of a weird answer. I agree with Politico on that. I mean, Donald Trump has completely deflected last night from answering that question. Instead, he joked about being a dictator and tried to flip the script and put it on Joe Biden, arguing that Biden is the one abusing his power and pointing to the 4 indictments that Trump is facing. But look, I think we need to be very clear here. Donald Trump has said publicly, both on the campaign trail, but also in his interviews, that he would try to weaponize the Justice Department to go after his enemies. And I think, a lot of this is coming as there's intense media scrutiny on what a Trump second term would look like. And a lot of these plans that we've reported on and other outlets have reported on are plans that the campaign doesn't deny. Now, I do think the reason there is so much attention around what an expansive second term could look like is not necessarily because Trump's rhetoric is increasing on this. This is really the same language that he's been using since he announced that he was going to run for election last year. But it's because we are 6 weeks away to the Iowa caucuses, and Donald Trump still has a commanding lead in the polls. And that's led a lot of people, Republicans, Democrats, critics, to wonder what exactly would a second Trump administration look like.
Elena, good to see you. Thank you. John.
All right, with me now is former Obama administration official Van Jones and David Urban, Republican strategist and former Trump campaign advisor. They are both CNN political analysts. And with me here in studio, Van, I want to replay the initial question from Sean Hannity, just so we're all crystal clear.
Pretty simple question, brother.
Pretty simple question from a guy who, isn't really trying to expose the former president here. Let's listen.
Do you in any way have any plans whatsoever, if reelected president, to abuse power, to break the law, to use the government to go after people?
Do you have any plans to abuse